All right, everybody. We are live again. Give everyone a second to join us here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the live. Good evening. We're going to give everybody a second to get here before we get started. Hope everyone's either finishing your dinner or getting ready to have your dinner like me. Thank you all for joining us. You're welcome very much for the help. We're going to get into a bunch of different things today. Yeah, it was time for I had the suit on earlier. It's time for the suit to come off. So, casual Thursday evening. Almost forgot it was Thursday. The days are running together now. Good evening. Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started in 60 seconds. 60 seconds, we will get started with our daily briefing, Brandon's briefing for April the 2nd, 2020. Got a birthday coming up. Give everyone one more second. All right, we're going to get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Welcome to another Brandon's briefing on COVID-19. We are live on Instagram and Facebook tonight. I want to stress that everyone during this hectic time, it is still very important for us to care for one another, to look out for our friends and family members, to watch your favorite movie, your favorite shows, catch up on them, the ones that you haven't been watching, you've been missing because you were too busy. Make sure that you're also rewatching some, and also making sure you're having fun indoors and outdoors with your family, but always practice physical social distancing when you're doing that. One thing that we know that we have to continue to look out for each other as we go through this crisis. And then also just want to remind you guys about the stay-at-home order. We know that we're supposed to be home unless we're doing things that are absolutely necessary for us to do. So unless you are doing that, it is not a curfew. I'm going to say that again. There is no curfew. But unless you are going to the grocery store, which you shouldn't have to do as much, we should be making sure that we're doing that in a planned out way, so that you're not consistently going and interacting with bunches of people, or if you're going to pharmacy or something like that, or if you are one of our frontline workers that has to still be out there, we want to first and foremost say thank you to you for all that you do. Thank you for being able to help us go on with our lives, and also from risking yours. So thank you so much. I wanted to bring something up. We hear a lot about the MTA. The MTA has cut down 11 bus lines to focus on essential travel. What we want to do is tell you the bus lines that are now closed. So Express Link 103, Local Link 53, City Link Green, Express Link 104, Express Link 105, City Link Pink, Express Link 115, City Link Brown, Express Link 120, Express Link 150, Express Link 154, Express Link 160, Express Link 164 / Local Link 67, Local Link 38, Local Link 92, 34, and 89. We're going to make sure we put this information out for you guys again, but wanted to make sure that everybody saw. We were able to share that information here with you live today as well. Also, Public Works has suspended some services at the behest of Mayor Young. Please be aware that as of today, these programs that are going to still be not suspended: street, alley cleaning, property management, maritime operations, all non-essential construction, engineering, and maintenance projects, all non-essential utilities things are going to be, as well as the shutting down of some of the drop-off centers, and we're going to post that full list again for everyone to see. Don't forget about the Maryland Health Connection special enrollment period. It has been extended to June the 15th. This is for anyone who is uninsured. You may register for a health care plan. We know that everyone has to have health care, especially right now. You can register for a health care plan at marylandhealthconnection.gov. And there's a special link there where you can get the coronavirus period extension. So please, we'll put that link in the chat. But again, it's marylandhealthconnection.gov. Make sure that everyone has that as well. Also, we know it's a great thing. So everybody consistently ask about the school system, what the school system is doing and for children. And we get a lot of questions from parents here. So parents, I want you to listen to this. And if you know friends and family that have young people in Baltimore City schools, make sure you give them this information. We know that families need help with food and online learning as we're going through this crisis. The city school system has created a survey to access the needs of students and families as we go through the COVID-19 pandemic. If you haven't done so already, please complete a short survey. I'm going to read it out and then we'll put it into the chat. It's bit.ly/33, the number 33 PGCB6. That's bit.ly/33 PGCB6, and that can help us determine your food and technology needs. We're going to make sure that we put that link in the chat for everyone to see. We want you to get that information over to the school system as quickly as possible so that we know. I know one of my friends was out delivering stuff, packets, and laptops to children today. We want to be able to help as many families as possible, so please share that information. Just want to recap very quickly our other mandates. All public schools closed. We know bars, restaurants, all of that stuff are closed unless you're doing carry-out. Gatherings of 10 people or more are prohibited. Utility companies can't shut off services. There will be no late fees. No tenants will be evicted. And all essential businesses, non-essential businesses, and organizations are closed. As of today, there are 2,331 cases of COVID-19 in Maryland. 265 of them are in the city of Baltimore. And if everyone gives me 1 second, I want to give everyone a further breakdown of those numbers, because I think that some stuff gets lost when we talk about coronavirus in our state. People need to know like the further breakdown of the age. But we all know that we have to take this very seriously. The city is still the third. The city is now has again surpassed. It's the third highest place in the state of Maryland with COVID-19. We now know what happens. We now know that they're ever changing how they think it can be contracted. So stay tuned. We will always provide you guys with the most recent public health advice on how COVID-19 can be spread. But I want to break down the cases by age in Maryland. So we consistently talk about how this is something that seniors and people with pre-existing condition are more likely to get, right? However, ages 60 to 69, we'll go through all of them. Ages 80 plus in Maryland, 98 cases. Ages 70 to 79, 217 cases. Ages 60 to 69, 357. Now remember, that's the age range that we said is the most acceptable. Ages 50 to 59, 471. Ages 40 to 49, 437. Ages 30 to 39, 410. Ages 20 to 29, 286. Ages 10 to 19, 46. And 0 to 9 is 9. So we all have to understand that anyone can catch it. Don't think that this is just something that older people can catch. Anyone can catch it. The majority of the people in our state that have it are not senior citizens. We're talking about middle-aged people, some who were very healthy, and then just like that, they were gone. Let's take this very seriously, everybody. let's see. Got a few more things, and then we're going to go to your questions. Just remind you about our resource map, that we have all the information, food, services for seniors, special shopping hours, all of that can be found at bit.ly/BeMoreCovidMap, bit.ly/BeMoreCovidMap. We also consistently put out the food distribution sites for the school system. We know we run through those each and every time with you guys. So just remember, you can get these things through from these sites through April 24th for families and students. City Neighbors Hamilton, Marie Fleming, Halliburton Elementary, Lakeland Elementary, Pimlico Elementary, Yorkwood Elementary, John Rua Elementary, Gwynns Falls Elementary, Franklin Square Elementary, Matthew Henson, Sandtown Western Winchester Achievement Academy, Arlington Elementary, Dorothy Height Elementary, Beachfield, Alexander Hamilton, Sinclair Lane, Cherry Hill, and Dunbar High. We can get all of that information that's there, and you guys know we also consistently give you the hours for seniors to shop. Giant is 6 to 7, Safeway is 7 to 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Whole Foods is 7 to 8, and you can get the full list at bit.ly/BeMoreCovidMap. So I will now take questions. I know I saw some coming in. All right. Let's see. Questions. Are there any resources for homeless adults to get meals? So the places that we just mentioned, you can get meals there, and also their city is working out things through the Office of Homeless Services, and there are other places as well when you work with the Housing Authority. So there are plenty of places. You can send us a direct message, and we can send you some more information about where those individuals can go. Other questions that we have here. Right. I thought I saw some other questions here. Yes, and also for everyone that when you're thinking about your payments and you can't make your mortgage payments, make sure that you guys are making payment arrangements on your loans and credit line to ensure that it isn't compromising as you're going through this pandemic, because it will affect you in the future. Thank you to one of our great realtors for pointing that out in the chat. Thank you so much, ma'am, as always, with your great information. So yes, there are a lot of and we can definitely send you the direct links if you send us a direct message. There are a lot of the supermarkets that have online delivery, and some of them are waiving some fees for folks. So please send us that, and we can send you that information. Someone said, "Is there an official curfew on Facebook?" No, there is no curfew right now. There is no curfew. We're just asking people to follow physical distancing, staying apart from each other, not going out unless you absolutely have to. You don't need to be going out to do anything right now other than essential things. Getting a quick breath of air, walking your dog. That's how I spend most of my time outside now, is that when the dog has to go to the bathroom, I'm going to go for a walk. We have to stay at home as much as possible, everybody. Baby formula resources, you should reach out to us. You should still be able to get that from your local places, but if they're short, then we know that some folks, and this is something else I wanted to bring up today too, we need people to shop responsibly, everybody. Stores should not have to put limits on essential things because folks are going out and hoarding things. Think about your neighbors when you're going out there trying to buy up all the diapers or the baby formula or all the toilet paper or all the milk and the bread. Think about everybody's going to have to make it through this. Not to mention that the bread and milk ain't going to last that long. But everybody has to make it through this. Consider people other than yourselves. So yes, we know that we had a breakout right around. We had some people catch COVID at a nursing home near Hartford and Cold Spring. the health department does a tracing back through each and every case. So they're doing their due diligence, and they'll make sure that everybody that could have come in contact, no matter in there, internal, external, and everywhere in that neighborhood, will be safe, because we want to make sure. But remember, it's person to person, so it's not just going to be like a big cluster unless people continuously don't abide by what we're saying. But we'll make sure that they're doing their due diligence, and they do every time. Shout out to Councilman Burnett, who just checked in and is watching on Facebook. Councilman, we miss you on the live. You got to come back. Let's see. No, I don't think they will, Andy. Remove. Someone asked a question about will they be removing things from the 311 app that they are not taking calls for right now. They will not be doing that. We will make sure that they continue to have all the stuff and maybe reorganize it to show the things that we know that they're going to be checking now. We'll make sure that they're going to maybe elevate that so it's easier to get to. Oh, shout out to Frank's Pizza, my favorite pizza place. I need to come get some pizza and fries. I haven't been there in a few days. Let's see. Other questions? Does anyone have any other questions? There's something else I wanted to talk about today too. As we continue to go through COVID-19, you always remember that I'm always gonna never let us lose sight of another public health epidemic that we have in Baltimore, gun violence, which is the reason why I have this shirt on today, my Safe Street shirts. There was, as of today, everybody, already in before we had a homicide recently, as of this morning, we had 71 homicides in Baltimore this year. We all know that that's unacceptable. That's the same exact amount that we had at this time last year, and now it's 72, because we just had one up near Cold Spring in Ricerstown, where I grew up, actually, right by my family's business. We have to understand that all of us are in this together too. The same way that we're so concerned about COVID, I need everyone to be concerned about how young men and women are dying in Baltimore as well, right? We have to understand that. To everybody that's out here, like, we have to understand how to resolve our conflicts in a different way, because this isn't like people are dying over petty stuff these days. It doesn't have to be that way. And if anything could show us that we have to live our lives in a different way, we would hope that it's a public health epidemic or something like this that is so serious that it takes people's lives away. We have to change the way that we operate. We must stop killing each other. I know I've been saying that for 7 years, but we must stop killing each other, because we have to ensure to these young people that they can have a better life, and we won't be here. They won't be here until we change the culture on how they deal with their conflict, especially now that everyone's cooped up in the house. We have to make sure that we are telling folks that we can do things in a different way, and we must, because if not, we're going to continue to lose generations and generations of people. And actually, also, this is another key too. I just want to remind everybody, this is something that I talked about the other day with the police department. We know in cases like this, in times like this, when people are cooped in, we might have a report of some reporting of domestic violence. Be sure to tell us. You are not in this alone. If you're at home and these things are happening, you can report these things to us so that we can make sure that you are safe. We want everyone to be safe and alive through this pandemic as well. So thank you. Let's see some more questions coming in. Give me a second. Someone, where can we report price gouging? Again, price gouging. You can provide the details, store name and location, take a picture of the item, and contact our Attorney General Brian Frosch's office at 410-528-8662, 410-528-8662, or email consumer@oag.state.md.us. That's consumer@oag.state.md.us. Thank you for that question. That's a very, very, very important question. Someone asked a question about what about the self-employed? What exactly about the self-employed? Do you need some more? Give us a little bit more information. And yes, unfortunately, people are still being shot in our city. We know that this is ridiculous, but it's continuously happened. So. But if the folks who are unemployed, self-employed, they still do qualify for the expanded unemployment insurance. We can get that as well. And then also I want to point something out to some folks too. I know we've had some folks commenting about my lack of a haircut here, and we had a young lady who asked the other day. Young lady who asked the other day about her barber price gouging, and I had to remind her, and I'm going to remind everyone here, that you should not be having someone come to your house to cut your kids' hair or do your hair or anything like that. And it's not because that person may be, dirty or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that you all have wonderful barbers and beauticians. However, you do not know who they came in contact with. They could be asymptomatic and be carrying the virus, and you don't even know. We just have to be safe at all costs. So, thank you. Any other questions? Does anybody else have any other question? Thank you. It's getting a little rough, I can tell you that though. Thank you. Any other questions from anybody today? Things that we can. So yes, someone asked about the virus being airborne. We have heard that if you're in close contact, that it may be airborne. So that's why this very critical. You can't be exposed to it being outside or close to someone who has it unless you're close to them. So if you're at home, then you have to worry about that. The droplets that are coming out of your mouth, them touching the surface and going and sweating, we know how it's spread. But that's why we must stay home. I know people are like, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? It's going to end when we can finally slow this thing down so that we can return to some semblance of what is normal life for us. But that's not going to happen as long as people are outside being irresponsible. It's just not going to happen. We got to break this thing down, man, because people are not taking it seriously. When you look at what's happening, when you look at the amount of people that are dying, we have to understand. Someone asked about the food prices. We just talked about the price gouging. We listed the information, the number. We'll post it again for you, Robin, to make sure that you have it. Oh, thank you. I'm actually holding up fine. I am good. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that can last again. So, when you get in packages, you might want to let that sit for a while. We have to be responsible at every turn. And before we leave, I just want to let you guys know that we might be having and just want to see what your thoughts on, a special edition of this for the folks on Instagram on next Wednesday for my birthday. Might have a live Instagram birthday party for the council president. So let me know if y'all interested in that. If enough folks seem to be interested in that, we might go ahead and do that. But other than that, everyone, I want you to again remain safe at every turn. Make sure that you're practicing social distancing. Make sure that you're checking in on your friends and family. Make sure that you're staying home unless absolutely necessary. Because we want us to be able to make sure that we're going to make it through this together. We're Baltimore, and we will not be broken by anything. And together, we're going to make it through. I'll be turning 36. Yep, Andy, I'll be turning 36 years old. So, thank you, everybody, and have a good night.